Welcome to Hard Mode and Hardware, and if you want to find out the quickest way to get to all of the gateway chambers, activate them on silver, and then get to the core, which is the gateway engine, then stick around because I'm going to show you everything you need to know in this video. Starting out with the resources you need to create this monstrosity to my right. So, the raw resources you're going to need are 3 aluminium alloy, 2 rubber, 2 compound, 2 nanocarbon alloy, 2 lithium, 2 ceramic, 2 titanium, 1 aluminium, 1 plastic, 1 glass, 1 tungsten carbide, 1 silicon, and 1 copper. And if you haven't researched any of the items at all that are in this large rover, then the total research cost is 32,800 bytes. Right, so what do you get for that? So obviously, if there's a lot of compounds in there and things that you might not necessarily be able to just dig out of the ground, so don't forget to check out my Astroneer beginner's guide, which there'll be a card on the screen now and a link in the description, and that'll guide you through some of the processes of getting things like chemistry labs and atmospheric condensers set up. But anyway, back to this video. So what are you getting for all those resources? Well, you are going to build 1 large rover, and attached to that we are going to have 1 drill strength 1, 1 paver. I'll go through what these do in a minute. We've got 1 medium fluid and soil canister. We've got 1 medium storage silo. We've got 1 oxygenator so that we can tether, and we've got 2 RTGs. Oh, and obviously we've got 1 small rover seat. Now, it's going to be weird to sit sideways, but it does save space. So, this contraption here will allow you to activate all of the gateway chambers, and then it's going to allow us to dig to the core quickly and easily. So, let's kick off with finding the gateway chambers first. So each planet's different. Each planet's got a different number of chambers, and what I might do is do a live stream or a video in the future trying to get all of these done. But on Silver, so the basic premise for Silver will carry over to the other planets. So on Silver there are 4 gateway chambers around the equator of the planet, and there's 1 at the North Pole and 1 at the South Pole, and you need to activate all 6. I probably should have said at the start of this video there are some spoilers, so if you don't want this ruined for you, if you want to keep it a mystery, then you should probably stop watching now. But if you want to know how to do it, it's been around for a while, so probably not really much of a mystery anymore. Then keep watching. So the first thing we need to do is I find easiest to find the equator ones first. So there's a big giveaway here. If you look in the sky, boink, I'll put an arrow somewhere on the screen here. You'll see this band of thick stars. Now, this band of thick stars on every planet equates to the equator. It equates to the equator. So what we need to do is get that overhead. So we're going to drive out of the way from the base first of all, so we don't start destroying things. The tethers are like very nice oriental lanterns to celebrate the Lunar New Year. So what we're going to do is drive out to the base till we get to a point where we can start heading north or south. I can't remember, but I'll show you a handy trick with a compass in a minute. And then once we can start heading sort of perpendicular to this band of stars, then eventually we can get it to be completely overhead. Now, let me show you if you haven't seen the drill and the paver in action before, what happens is the drill does what you'd imagine a drill to do. It's like your terrain tool, but the paver will, while you've got a canister, one of these medium soil canisters attached, it will create automatic roads. So when you get to a cavern like this and you've got a giant rover and well, how am I going to get across that? Oh, I'm going to have to go all the way around. No, you don't. And this will become even more relevant later on in the video, so stick around to see that. So what you do is you activate it with V, you create your own little bridge, and then you turn it off, and there you go. You've created your own road. You don't have to follow no roads. You make the roads now. That's quite a deep hole, but we'll probably past it. There we go. And this also will mow down trees. I'm not going to do it here, but yeah. So this creates carnage. If you want a nice clean planet that looks very natural, then this is not going to be your toy, because it will just chew up everything in front of it and leave massive holes and things. So as you can see, it's still a bit of an angle, so we'll keep going. I'm just going to go round this hill rather than dig through it, because there's no need to. And there we go. Look, accidentally, just trying to find the equator, we found one of the gateway chambers. So we'll just make our way over to that. But the idea is that what you do is you get this line at the thick band of stars directly overhead, and then you should be roughly at the equator. And then if you drive east or west from there, then you will definitely hit one of these gateway chambers on silver, because they're all 4 of them are lined up with the equator. So here's one I've already activated. In fact, I've activated 5 out of the 6, but I'm going to show you how to find the North Pole and South Pole ones in a minute as well. So yeah, so we'll do that. We'll talk about that now. So the North Pole and South Pole ones, let me just get out of this. The North Pole and South Pole ones, what you'll do, you'll get to one of these gateway chambers, and it's an easy way of doing it. If you just point your, if you mouse over the Astroneer, then you'll get this compass on the ground. Something I learned a few weeks ago. So if you point the large rover at the south, exactly south, and drive in a straight line and just cut through any mountains and dig, create roads over caverns, then you will eventually hit the North or the South Pole, and you'll see another one of these. And they have a big beacon of light that comes out into the sky as well when they're not activated, which we'll see in a moment. So that's how you'd find the North and South one. So from here you could go sort of that direction, or to go north you'd go that direction, and eventually you will hit one of the pole ones, and they need to be activated as well. But the equator ones are even easier. Let's jump in and just save myself from oxygenation there. Deoxygenation. Right. So let's just jump out. So what I'm going to want to be doing, in fact, we don't even need to use the compass for the east and west ones, because what we're going to do, we're going to point at that thick band of stars, and we're going to drive. And when we hit a mountain, we're going to dig through it. And when we hit a ravine, we're going to build a bridge. Now you can see I've already been here. I was here. I've created a horrible rugged path through the mountains. So I will come back when I hit the last of the gateway chambers, and I'll show you how to activate them. I'll go through what you need to do to activate them, and then we will make our descent into the core and talk about a few precautions. If you're finding this useful so far, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, because it lets me know that you're enjoying the video. Okay, so the last remaining gateway chamber for me in particular was at the South Pole. So the reason I know I'm at one of the poles, if you look, the band of stars is almost all around me. So I'm at one end of the planet or the other. Oh, just cross this little gap. There we go. So this is the last one I need to activate before we go to the core. So I'll just show you how we go about this. So each planet's gateway chambers require a different amount of power. I think it's 30 seconds. So basically you've got to provide enough power for 30 seconds to activate each gateway chamber. So in this instance, I've got my 2 RTGs. I know on silver, each of the gateway chambers is 6 units of power, and you need to provide it for 30 seconds or so. So 2 RTGs is 8 units of power, so it's more than enough. Obviously, they're all high up like this, so you could either build a ramp up and bring the rover really close, or you could just do what I do, which is to get an extender out and use that instead. So I'll just plonk the extender on the edge like that, hook it up into there, and then we'll hook this up into here. Oh, of course I'm not close enough. Right, so let's just drive a little bit closer. There we go. And finally we hook the rover up, and then as you can see, it starts, the stones in the middle start to go down. I'll zoom out so you can see what's going on. It's all very dramatic. And that's it. So now we can take away the extender, put it back on our backpack or whatever. We can put this back on here. We can put this back on here. So we're going to need those to go to the core in a minute. So these gateway chambers don't just activate the core. They also allow you to teleport around the planet and to the satellite. But you need to activate. Don't worry about that. You need to activate every planet before you can start thinking about that. So the way to tell where you are. So you've got these bright nodes. So I'm currently at the one that says origin node, which is this one. So that's elevation 4. So opposite that is elevation 3, which must be the north one. And then you've got 6, 2, 5 and 1, which look to me to be the ones around the equator based on where I am. So the origin node is the one you stood at, and then you've got the other 6, and also the dim node, which is the interior one, which is the gateway engine. Gateway engine. You can go to once you've activated that, but we'll get to that in a minute. So just to show you how you teleport, you just pick basically one of the nodes, click to activate it. Does a fancy little teleport. And hey presto, you are at the next one. You do lose oxygen while you're stood in these things, so just bear that in mind. So we'll gaze back into that one. I think it was elevation 3, 4. I don't want to lose that rover. So if you've got a portable oxygenator and whatever, you can use this as a good way, a quick way to get around. Or if you've got several bases, I don't know that I would use it that often, to be honest, but there must be uses for it. So what we'll do now, we will go to the core. I'll show you how I would dig to the core fairly safely, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you in a moment. Right, let's go to the core now. I've already dug my way to the core with my rover, so I'm just going to take you down the tunnel I created, and it'll give you an indication of how to do it, the best way to get down there. So you can just dig straight down, so you just line yourself up on a cliff, you just turn everything on and you go down almost vertically. So I think the first thing to show you is, if you don't know how the drill actually works, so on the rover, when you drill, if you look at the indicator that's sort of in the middle of the circle there, those 2 white lines mean level. The 2 arrows mean level, I should say. You turn the digger on with V, and as long as that red line is level with those, you're going to go in a straight line. But if you use your right click and angle yourself downwards, you start to dig downwards, and the more you pull down on your mouse while right clicking, the steeper it goes, and so on. So that's how that works. So basically what I did was I dug down at a steep angle, so I knew I'd be able to drive back out again, because if you dig straight down, you're going to have to dig your way up, which just takes just as long. So you might as well just dig straight down, dig down at an angle. Spoiler alert, when you get to the core, once you've activated everything, you will need quartz. So it's good to have some medium storage around to pick up some items on the way down. So here we go. I just basically went in a straight line for a good while, all the way down this far, as you can see, picking up speed because we're at quite a steep angle. All these goodies, don't forget, make a note of where they are, because there's stuff you can come back for later that you'll probably want. There's some quartz on my left there, which I would need, but I've got some. I got to this point with the red rock. So when you get to this deep red rock, you are starting to get down into the pits of the plant now. So I turned a little bit, probably more by accident than anything. And then just carried on straight down at this steep angle. Obviously with the paver on, it also creates an automatic a road for you, so if you hit any sort of crevices in the rock and caverns and stuff, you don't have to worry. At this point I was like, right, I'm not going steep enough, so I pointed down even further clearly, and as you can see, more spoilers, there's these mushrooms in the down in the caves. I'm not sure if they're just I don't know if they've got a function beyond just being a bit wacky and possibly providing organic when you mine them. But anyway, there's some copper there as well. It's all good stuff. So I took a turn at this point because I thought, well, I'm not digging down, I'm digging at an angle. So, unless you dig straight down, you're not going to hit the core. You just got to sort of skate past it. So I carried on down, dug a bit deeper. And what you'll see in a moment as I start to make some turns, the thing to remember is that as you get towards the core, the gravity gets a bit freaky, because obviously in the game, the natural gravity of the game wants to pull you towards the ground, but when you get to the middle of the planet, it's like, well, you're very close to the middle planet, so your up axis is going to change as you get to the middle, so it does get a bit weird. So if you go too quick in your rover, it can take off, but we're getting there now. So as you get down to this sort of khaki green rock, you know, you're starting to get down towards the core. I just kept digging, gradually angling down. It got to the point where I realized I wasn't getting close to the core. I was just sort of skating past it again. So I started to do some turns. So that's what this is here. As you can see, it's now getting more and more difficult to drive, purely because the gravity is not keeping me on the road. You got all the usual nasty, horrible plants that like to... Oh, there we go. See, I couldn't turn them because the gravity's... it's nearly... We're nearly at the core. So, yeah. I took a spiral down. As you can see on your left-hand side, you start to see that glow. That purple glow is a dead giveaway because it's the same as the gateway chambers. And as we got down here, this is where I got to. So I came down this far, and I've not actually been into the core yet, so this is new, but you've got to find the way into it. But the thing that happened to me was I didn't have tethering or anything like that, so that's why I've got the oxygenator on this, because you need to be able to tether. As you can see, look, this is floating away if you're not careful. So you need to be able to tether to your rover so that you don't run out of oxygen. See how it floats? It's because we're right by the core. So that you don't float off on your own into oblivion. Sorry, not so you don't suffocate yourself. What I did here, as you can see, there you are over there. It's all activated now, so... I kind of found a parking space here, and this is where I'm going to leave it now. So I'm going to tether this time, because I didn't tether last time. And this is where I think I went wrong. Get rid of these plants. Just tether our way through to the core now. And here we are. And if you look, that's the gravity in action. So what happens is, as you get close, it will literally suck you onto the core, as it were, and that then becomes your down. Which when you as you can see, there's all my items over there from when I died. So when you haven't got tethers, obviously this is what makes it interesting, because once you're on that core, you can't get off it. So I'm gonna have a go. There we go. I'm on the core now. So let's just see if we can tether. Yeah, we can. That's good. Sure which way to go, to be honest. It's a bit strange. There must be one particular entrance or something like that. So let's dig around and have a look. Obviously tethers, you've got to be careful because they're not working quite how you imagine. Aha, right, this looks more promising. Yeah, here we go. This is incredible because I've not actually been in here yet. So this is the gateway engine, and these tethers are no use to anyone. Wow, so it is no wonder the gravity gets screwy. So here we go. So I'm going to work my way in, if I can find out what in is. There we go. I'm inside. Now there is oxygen in here, which is good because I will have screwed up there with my tethers. And as you can see, what it's asking for is the item that it requires, which in this case is, I'm led to believe, quartz. I wonder where I have to put it then. This is a... Ah, there we go. We can run around. So that's the new floor. Excellent. Oh, okay. So it clearly requires 3 quartz, not just 1. Oh no, it just requires the 1. And then you take that, and we need that later. So there we go. That's it. We are in the core. We are in the gateway engine. I think I've been calling it the gateway engine. I'm pretty sure it's called the gateway engine. Yeah. gateway engine. So I've just unlocked an achievement as well, because that's the first gateway engine I've seen. So I'm led to believe that there is a way that you can teleport. You can teleport to any of the gateway chambers from here. Don't ask me how. I'm wondering if it's at the top, actually. Aha. No, even better. Put the triptych in. There we go. And there's the odd stone, which will let us teleport to anywhere on the planet. So yeah, there we go. Let's just see how this works. So there's the core, and there's the dim node. This is in the satellite. Just picked up another achievement there. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think 3 is near to my home. But I'm wondering if I can actually walk out of here. Let's just see if we can. I don't know if we will be able to. Oh, we can. That's not the one with my... okay, so yeah, the oxygen goes. That's not good. So I'm probably going to die. So I've just dived into number 3 now, so that if I do die, at least I know I'm quite close to my base here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because I'm about to suffocate. So there you go. So bear that in mind. Once you've put the triptych in, that oxygen, it's gone. So there you go. So I'm going to pass out now. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to see more Astroneer content. There's my dead body and lifeless body there. Don't forget to subscribe to see more of my Astroneer content. And I think what we might do coming up in the future is do a live stream, see if we can get all the planets up. But that's basically how you get to the gateway chambers, get them activated, and get to the core on silver. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to play it on hard mode. Bye.